So, sweltering heat is impacting habits and decision making for travelers this summer. The European Travel Commission found that climate awareness is affecting how 81%, so 4 in every 5 travelers, and how they react to European travel. This includes monitoring weather forecasts more closely and seeking destinations with milder temperatures. Europe, as you just heard Melissa say, is the fastest warming continent. So some locals are avoiding areas prone to extreme summer heat. This year, 18% of Europeans are scheduling their beach holidays during the off season. Eduardo Santander is the CEO of the European Travel Commission, and he joins me now live from Brussels. Good to have you here as we continue to watch this heat wave, extraordinary heat wave in Europe. I do want to state the obvious here. Tourists make decisions on where they go based on weather. European heat has gotten a lot of attention, of course. How do you see this affecting Europe, not just this year, but in the summers to come?
Right. Thank you for having me. Good evening from Brussels. So undoubtedly, tourism relies on predictable weather patterns. Tourism relies on nature, relies on pleasant weather, clear water, snow, green landscapes, and all this is affected. It's undoubtedly affected by climate change. What we see is that the trend is in the last 2-3 years. This is no news. We had heat waves in 2024, in 2023 too, and even back in 2021, even after the pandemic, then the first summer after the pandemic, there was also a heat wave in Europe. So there is a pattern, a weather pattern, a climate pattern that is remarkably affecting the industry. What we see is that people are planning their holidays not only more in advance, seeking for a better rate, but also not deciding only where, but also when. When, meaning that they are looking for cooler spaces to spend their holidays, destinations that are more adapted to climate change. In that extent, we see a change of behavior happening, but that is not totally reflected in the booking pattern, as we are expecting another record summer in Europe, particularly in the Mediterranean basin, in the classic tourism spots in Europe. However, there is this trend that we see that when people book, they start clicking and looking for alternative destinations in Northern Europe, for instance, Scandinavia, what we call the so-called phenomenon of coolcation, so trying to find cooler weather.
Coolcation, yes, that'll be a word many of us learn, and we just saw some of the increase in some of those Nordic countries as well in terms of destinations. You did, though, also point out that, look, European travel is up, so these destinations still need to adapt to these extreme heat waves. Again, though, so many people I speak to going to Europe can't even be guaranteed that even their hotel will have air conditioning. What is the starting point here for you in terms of what you tell people who are trying to adapt to this new climate?
Well, the first step is to get informed and get informed by official channels. Don't rely on just social media posting and people telling what to do, but rather, to consult with the national tourism organizations and with governmental officials. Because the reality, sometimes heat waves happen just for a few days and then they get forgotten, and the weather is actually normal. It's what had happened actually in the last years. My appeal to all travelers from North America and beyond coming to Europe this summer is to get ready. Also to definitely consult with the forecast days before and avoid the sunny hours in the midday, and of course like always, if they're in case of wildfires, in case of any natural catastrophe, to always follow the official news and obviously all the information and orders that are given by governmental authorities.
Yeah, I think perhaps offering, though, refunds would also help as well, right? I mean, some of these cities, some of the reasons that people just continue to go is because they're not offered those refunds. And so they decide, okay, there's a heat wave, the Eiffel Tower might be closed, but I'm still going to Paris.
I think this is something that we have also to address to the industry as such. We are trying to educate both demand, but also the supply chains. Supply chain has to embrace agility and flexibility as things are getting complicated, and sometimes, as you say, there are angry customers trying to get a refund, and they don't want to come, but they come nevertheless. And there has to be, a choice also, to rebook or get refunded, or at least be given an alternative to another destination for that time.
Yeah, it is a very good point. Again, as we've said so many times, the heat is dangerous and can be dangerous. Eduardo Santander, really appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you.